Every spiritual seeker eventually discovers this truth. The greatest battle is not outside you. It is inside your own mind. You can master every book, memorize every affirmation, sit in endless meditation, but until you learn to watch the mind, you remain its prisoner. Joel S. Goldsmith called this the gate to freedom, because consciousness cannot awaken while it is hypnotized by thought. Most people live as if they are their thoughts. They wake up every morning already entangled, chasing desires, defending fears, judging others, judging themselves. They mistake noise for life. But you are not that noise. You are the awareness watching it. When you truly see this, the chains break. Goldsmith said, "You are never victim to thought. You are victim to identification with thought." The key is not to suppress or control thinking. The key is to observe without attachment. When the mind races with anxiety, simply notice it. Don't argue. Don't fix. Say inwardly, "Ah, a fearful thought has appeared." And then return to stillness. Each time you do this, you withdraw power from illusion. You unbind its hold on your consciousness. In the infinite way, Goldsmith compared thoughts to radio waves. You don't stop them by smashing the radio. You simply change the station. Your station is silence, divine awareness. Stay tuned there and the noise fades by itself. There was once a student who asked Joel, "How do I silence my mind?" Goldsmith smiled and said, "You cannot silence it. You can stop believing it." Silence is not something you create. It is what remains when belief in thought dissolves. Watch the mind gently, like a sky watches clouds. Some are dark, some are bright. None can stain the sky. Thoughts may come, but you remain untouched. This simple seeing begins the purification of consciousness. No ritual, no dogma, just awareness. In time, you'll notice that thoughts slow naturally. Not because you forced them, but because consciousness is no longer feeding them energy. Peace becomes your baseline. From that peace, wisdom arises on its own. Goldsmith said, "The moment you watch without judgment, the presence takes over. That presence, the Christ within, the I Am, begins to govern your mind like sunlight governing day." To practice this, 1. Several times a day, pause and ask, "What am I thinking right now?" 2. If the answer is fear, pause again and say, "That is not my truth." 3. Return to the stillness behind the thought. This is watching. This is prayer without words. This is meditation in motion. Goldsmith called it living from the center. He said, "When you watch the mind, you stand where God thinks through you. From that center, life flows easily. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop defending. You start observing. And observation is freedom." A woman once told Goldsmith, "I can't stop worrying. It's automatic." He replied, "Then start watching the worrying. The watcher is free." Within weeks, her mind softened. The problems she once magnified began to dissolve. She hadn't changed her world, only her awareness. Watching is not escape. It's clarity. It allows spirit to reveal what the personal mind hides. And in that revelation, healing begins naturally. When you watch, you see patterns you once called me. You recognize that even guilt, anger, pride are just temporary clouds passing through the vast sky of consciousness. This practice eventually reveals the truth. You are not a person with a mind. You are consciousness watching the mind. That shift changes everything. When you no longer identify with thought, karma ends, fear ends, suffering ends. The wheel stops spinning because the center is awake. At advanced stages, Goldsmith said, thought becomes transparent. You can hear it, but it no longer commands. You walk through life as stillness in motion. People may see calmness on your face, but what they truly feel is presence, the unmoving awareness that sees through appearances. Watching the mind also reveals the difference between reaction and realization. Reaction says, "I must fix this." Realization says, "It was never broken." Reaction binds you to duality. Realization frees you to unity. When you live in realization, your outer world reorganizes itself effortlessly. So how do you sustain this awareness? Goldsmith gave 2 simple disciplines. 1 daily periods of inner watching. Sit quietly, not to meditate, but to observe. Let thoughts come and go. Don't chase them, don't follow them. Just rest as the witness. 2. Instant awareness, during action. When speaking, working, eating, remain slightly aware that you are awareness. That tiny remembrance anchors you in freedom. Over time, these merge into one continuous awareness. The miracle of watching is that it transforms pain into light. When you stop resisting fear, it dissolves into peace. When you stop fighting sadness, it becomes compassion. The alchemy of consciousness turns shadow into revelation. Goldsmith said, "Every negative thought is a door. Watch it until you see what stands behind it. God." Eventually, there is no need to practice. Watching becomes your natural state. You live from silence. You act from peace. You speak from presence. This is true mastery. It's not about controlling the mind. It's about knowing you are never the mind at all. As you close your eyes now, breathe deeply. Listen to the silence behind these words. That silence is your true self, eternal, aware, free. Thoughts may come, but they cannot touch you. You are the witness, infinite and still. This is the gate to freedom. If this message resonates with your spirit, like the video, comment, "I am the witness." Subscribe to Legacy Igniter for the next teaching, Heaven on Earth, living as consciousness. The mind moves, but you remain. The watcher is free forever.